do it good.
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. It is March 20th. So that's 03202022. I think the math geeks can do something with that. There's 3, and then there's 3 2s. And then I think there's 3 zeros. So I think I just did something myself with that. Welcoming and joining me as always, Brother Ray. Brother Ray, did you get my math on that? Did you understand that at all?
Yeah, it's that new math, isn't it? That teaching all the kids in school.
Well, I'm just trying to think about the ways the math geeks, they love the dates, especially with the last thing. But if you go 03202022, am I wrong in saying that there's 3 2s, 3 zeros, and then a 3? Right?
Bunch of trees, right?
There we go. Treys everywhere, Ray. Treys everywhere. So how you been? How's your football life been? Have you been taking some time off, recharging? What's going on?
Well, I've just been sitting back looking at the free agent landscape, which has changed dramatically. So we'll talk about that today. But still pining for right tackle for my Dolphins. So hoping it happens soon.
You know what? We're gonna go through little mock drafting and go over a little news and whatnot. But joining us is the one, the only Mash Dradamus. What's up, Matt?
Gentlemen, good morning. Howdy. Yep. A lot of news to talk about in the NFL landscape.
Yes, there is.
And I am no longer a Patriots fan. I am a Vegas Raider. Things have changed.
I couldn't believe that. Like that's one of those things you can't believe. I've
been traded.
Yeah, they did.
Commitment to excellence.
Oh, there you go. All right. If you get
I'm
traded,
part of the McDaniels team. 3 first-round picks. They picked me. They know I stir it up when I'm there, and I'm a big backer. So they know I bring luck, and premonitions are right on. And for me to say this is the right way to go, knows that their future is bright.
Wow. Well, you know what? His name is Mastradamus, Ray. So if it's in the future, we got to kind of listen. You know what I mean? You got to kind of make sense. Hey, so we are streaming live as always on our YouTube channel, Legit Fantasy Sports. I believe we're also broadcasting live on our radio station. That's Airtime Pro. So you would want to go to, I believe the feed would be that HTTPS thing. They should come up with a name for that, so I don't have to say it anymore. The HTTPS, like colon, double colon, backslash. Like, I hate that crap. Just call it something. And then it goes legitpodcast.airtime.pro. So it's legitpodcast.airtime, AIRTIME.pro. All of our shows will be broadcasting on the radio station moving forward, gentlemen. We have a Sunday night lineup of 4 paranormal shows of people that are actually should not be on like with us, like they're much bigger than us, but we're doing it anyways. And we're advancing shows. Talked to Brother Ray the other day. He helped set me on track a little bit, better ideas. Looking forward to having more meetings with everybody as we increase our brand and increase our reach. If people listened to us last year on football, they would have made money. You would have definitely have came up plus. That's all I gotta say. 2 years we've done it, especially the Super Bowl. If you listen to us on this show, you would be in the plus. Ray, am I wrong?
Yeah, you'd be in the black right now.
Right? Matt?
I think we've always been ahead of the curve. We're not talking about what the other stations are talking about. You know, I love pounding my chest, and there's a lot of things that we say that are daring, and it's said before anyone's saying it. And when we say it, we say some bold stuff, really bold stuff.
We've had
Before
some
Tom
huge-
Brady retired, I said he was going to have it leaked before the Super Bowl because that's the type of person he was. And then as soon as he retired, what did I say? I said he's going to unretire, and that's happened.
For the record,
now,
though,
it's yeah.
no one here believed he was retiring. I got to be honest. When he retired, you know, if you watch the show, we talk about his retirement. A lot of us
I
like.
think it makes him look worse and worse.
Frisco.
I think it makes him look worse and worse, King.
Matt, he's starting to show Patriot fans what Giants fans and Dolphin fans have seen the whole time. You guys just chose to ignore it, which I don't blame you because he's winning you 6 Super Bowls. But when you examine Tom Brady, the way that he acts, like, again, the Subway commercial. I can't believe there's a commercial where they go like, we don't even have time to talk to this guy. And he goes, wait, I'm Tom Brady. And it cuts away. As if to say, like, I'm Tom Brady, the GOAT. You got to let me talk. Like, even the commercial didn't paint him right. The way that the way that he's being portrayed now in the media too is
King.
He's a pretty boy. He's a.
You want to know what's so awesome, King? I'm so futuristic in Mastradamus. I dissed him.
Wow.
Way back in the day because I knew then.
Yeah, it's true that he was gonna do this to you. He'd win you 6 Super Bowls, but then he'd do this. Ray,
exactly.
What are your thoughts, Ray?
It's just an embarrassment, and you know how this ends. He is gonna leave this game on a stretcher. That is how it's gonna end.
No, they don't get the QB no more. That's the only reason he can do this.
He's going out on a stretcher.
All right, you're both right though. Listen to me, you're both right. Matt's right in the sense that Brady could never have gone and played this long in the 80s. Like, ask Phil Simms. He would have got his face smashed in. Nowadays, they don't let you touch the quarterback. However, Matt, at his age, right, dude might just drop back, snap an ankle, go down. Like, that's what we're at. The old guys in the room right now are like,
practice.
It could happen in practice. Yeah. He's going out on a stretcher. That's the only way he's going to leave because he's too much of a narcissist.
The old Italians in the room with the white beards are telling you how it goes. Just pay attention. Listen to it, young one. That's how it is.
I'm going to tell you how this is going to end.
All right.
The guy's an alien. Ukraine, Russia is fighting. Maybe he might not even be. He's like Jesus' son or Jesus in the flesh, because it's all like a perfect storm. Something like that is going to happen because obviously Jesus is like, they made a pretty good game. I'm going to go down there and play. And now he's down there and he's playing. I just feel like it's something out of the norm. And how it's going to end, not on a stretcher. This guy is.
I think he gets hurt. I think he gets hurt.
He's talking about Julio Jones going there. Listen, they just got Russell Gage, who's going to take that job of Chris Godwin seamlessly. And then if you add a Julio Jones, which plays 1 or 2 games a year, that's fine. That's all you need to do. Just be there for the playoffs. If you are, that's great. If not, cool. But come over here, be great. That's what he said. So that's what Brady does. And I'm telling you right now, as long as he's on the field, they've got a chance.
I was going out. He's done.
Spoiled my soup. All right, let's talk about my curse on Baker Mayfield that started two years ago. Like on this show, Brother Ray, you heard it. He spoke with the New York Giants organization, if you remember, and laughed about it, taking Daniel Jones and how the organization itself was kind of a joke. And that's when I put the curse on Baker Mayfield. This is before his commercials even started to air, that he would not succeed. You do not insult one of the founding organizations in the NFL. But he did it anyways, and now here he is. He sent out a tweet thanking Cleveland days before anybody knew what was even going on. And then he said something like it was broken beyond repair. And then he comes back with Deshaun Watson's going there. So what's going on with Baker? You know what I mean? What does Baker know? And Ray, where's Baker next? And Ray, do you think the curse worked? Go ahead.
Oh, I think the curse worked. I mean, he had a really bad year last year. You can't point to the injury for being the main reason, but I think it's funny that as soon as he found out they were trying to get Deshaun Watson, he asked for a trade right away. Whereas someone like Tua went through a whole regular season with his coach basically and owner chasing Deshaun Watson, and Tua handled it like a pro. Baker finds out that they're talking to Deshaun Watson, and he immediately asks for a trade. That tells you the difference between those two.
But so now, where's Baker gonna go? Like, what happens to Baker Mayfield now? What happens to a guy that we were talking about 2 years ago as the next top quarterback? Oh, the weapons he's got. Oh, in Cleveland, Ray, you jump on that train. I think a bunch of guys. Oh, Baker in Cleveland. Blah, blah, blah. How do you trade Baker Mayfield away for a guy who hasn't played in well over a year, maybe 2 years? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like he's gone. He's just gone. Where's he going? Where in the world is Baker Mayfield? We can sound like
I think he's going to Seattle, man. I see Seattle as a natural landing point for him. I mean, the Browns, not only did they give away the house, but they guaranteed his money 100%, which for a guy, yeah, okay, he was, criminally, he was cleared, but there's a much lower threshold for a criminal prosecution in a criminal case than 22, count them, civil cases against him right now. So, and those are ongoing. I mean, all that money's guaranteed. So Cleveland basically, I think they're thinking, all right, if the Rams did this last year with Matthew Stafford, maybe we can do this again this year with Deshaun Watson and get the same results. I don't know about that.
Matt, where do you think he goes?
He can't be valued as no, he's not going to Frisco. He can't even deal with a phone call. How's he going to deal with Trey Lance? So, he had the best O-line, if not top 3 in the business, best run game in the business. Odell looks the pot over there in the Rams. At least he did for the last part of the season.
No, they just picked up what's his name. They didn't.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying, he was ghost in Cleveland, and then he reactivated himself, gave himself life in a different situation. So we all seen Baker. Baker was awful. There was a few games against the Ravens there where if he just could make a forward pass, they would have won, and he couldn't. And I don't care if he was injured. This is the NFL.
He was injured, though. He definitely was. We broke the injury. We're one of the first shows out of any of the shows I've watched that decided to go on the fact that he had a shoulder injury.
Fact.
Right? We started with that early in the year. It took them weeks to catch up. 3 or 4 weeks later, they finally announced that he had a shoulder injury.
You either play him or you don't. But the thing is every organization, I don't care which one it is, and you better, if you're not doing it, you're not a good one, has to be looking at improving every single position at all times. So if you can get Deshaun Watson, who I think could be the best quarterback at the position, or top 3, definitely top 2, I don't think that if you put him in a pot and you jumble him up, it's top 3. Deshaun Watson is in the top 3. And I believe that. And I believe that even missing a year, he's still going to be seamless. And if you can get that, you do it. And
right. All right. So speaking of Deshaun, go ahead.
Granted, you have alleged cases against him. No criminal were brought against him. And there's been lesser situations where players have been punished. He's not. And that's the only thing that's got to be made a case here is why the NFL is going to have different cases for different players. It needs to be a case-by-case basis.
Well, he didn't play a whole year.
But I recognize that, and I honestly am on the opposite spectrum of that. I feel like he should have never not played. I feel like he should have been playing right along until you have something against me. You have no right to take my labor from me. So, but I recognize the year missed as punishment. That's what I do. I think it's more than punishment. I think it's severe. But
Ray, I think, Ray, there was something that we're not gonna ever fully understand until we read it in a book later on, 10 years from now. But I actually think that Sean Watson, that was a punishment. But it wasn't what was it? It wasn't a suspension. What was that?
It was
That
used
1
in
year.
protecting themselves. They're trying to protect the ball club, because if they started him all year and you have those rumors and those charges floating out there, that ruins your team. I mean, look at Cleveland right now. There are organizations that are pulling away from the Cleveland Browns right now. I mean, there are plenty of women's groups that are outright boycotting the Cleveland Browns right now, just for the 22 civil cases that are against him right now. And guys, they didn't bring criminal charges. That does not mean he's guilty, but it also doesn't mean he's innocent. It's a much bigger threshold to get a criminal indictment, and civil cases, he could very well lose those.
All right. I have a problem with protesting in the first place. In second place, my problem, what I mean by that is, once the game starts, they're football players, right? Other than that, we can talk about what they did off the field and whatnot. But as an impact as a football player, Deshaun Watson should have a gigantic impact with that lineup around him. Those two running backs, the wide receivers, right? Would you not think so, Ray?
Oh, no. If he plays and he's the old Deshaun Watson, I agree with Matt. He's a top-tier quarterback. There's no question that he has the ability. And in that offense, with that coordinator, they're going to be dangerous. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, that offensive line is probably the best in the game. Their defense is one of the best in the game, and they're young. So they did give away the farm, and it is a big risk. But I mean, they did go big, and he is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. So I see why they did it. PR-wise, though, they're going to get hammered all year.
How about Houston not playing Deshaun, because before the season he asked to be traded, and you knew it was going to end that way with him. He was being defiant. So just you're not playing him, because if you are like Odell at the end of the season or middle of the season, you just crashed your car and you're paying for it, and you don't have any value coming back because you just blew up your asset. So you kind of have to shelf him, because I mean, granted they're saving face by the allegations made against him, but there was a line in the sand before that all came about.
Look, there's a lot of players signing in spots that are making that team immediately better.
What's the most impactful? Because I really, really think Allen Robinson being with Cooper Kupp is going to be phenomenal. And I also really, truly believe.
All right.
Devontae Adams freeing up Darren Waller now makes Darren Waller the best tight end in the game, because you might have Travis Kelce and you might have Tyreek Hill, but you have the best wideout in Devontae Adams taking double coverage away, and you are not double covering Darren Waller.
And Ruggs can't come back, huh? Ruggs can't come back? There's no chance of Ruggs ever coming back?
How about Hunter Renfrow being a top 10 wideout last year alone?
Yeah.
He's a top 10 wideout.
Yeah,
he's going to be
gone forever.
Josh McDaniels just went there and just went, we're here. They have an unbelievable offense.
All right, but so listen, the Giants, what I have to admire what they did is he restructured. This guy Shane's a genius. He got Blake Martinez and someone else, I forget, that I thought we were going to cut, to restructure their contracts, saving the $1 million in cap space, right? He cut a couple of people that would, I guess, Logan Ryan, like not big names. He's keeping all the draft capital. And then he went and signed that Seal kid, the tight end.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
Yep. And they went and signed a starting center and a starting guard from another team on like 3 or 4 year contracts. And that's all he's done so far. And everyone else is like, that's kind of boring. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. I'm loving this. He just added 2 people that could potentially start on the offensive line, and he restructured all these guys I thought we were going to lose. So now we're going to have all this young talent come in and still have the Blake Martinez is on the field, the Leonard Williams is on the field, guys like that, mixing in with these guys. You start to add, what's his name? The kid from last year, Azeez Ojulari. That kid was incredible. Get another edge rusher early on. Giants might start cooking, man. Like it might take a year or two, but this is the way to go. It's trim all the fat and take care of the offensive line now in March. Instead of taking care of it in September when we're starting in training camp and then we can't figure out who we're going to put there, or towards he made 2 trades, Gettleman, in training camp to get 2 offensive linemen. It was ridiculous. You got to go into camp thinking you have enough offensive linemen. Ray, am I wrong that you should have that of all the groups? You should kind of have the offensive line nailed down in the sense of like, these are going to be our guys going into training camp.
Yeah, because it's difficult. I mean, even if you get one in the first round, there's no guarantee they're going to come out and start from day one. So, that's the way to go in free agency. Go after the veterans. You've seen them play. You know they can do it. It's plug and play, really, with offensive linemen, in free agency. So that's why there's such a value on them. That's why they go pretty early. But it's, that I think is a good strategy because in the draft, again, you can take one in the draft, but there's no guarantee, even if they're, top 5 pick, there's no guarantee they're going to come and start from day one. There isn't.
And teams fall in love, Matt, with other players. Like they'll be like, we need an offensive lineman. And they'll go, yeah, but there's a defensive end who runs a 4.3. We've never seen that before. We need to take that. We'll find another offensive lineman. And they don't. You know what I mean? And it goes deep and they don't. What do you think?
That look good in a cone drill. Have all the measurements but they don't translate to the field. Oh, they'll never do it in a play. It's absolutely crazy. You got a lot of these freaks, but when we're always going to look at it years down the road about how I wanted Xavier Collins over Mac, who happened to be the next pick, because I think he's a baller, and I think that's what we're needing and missing, and what the Patriots are really looking for right now on their defense is linebackers, youth.
I think you guys got lucky with Mac Jones. I still think you guys do not appreciate what you have. Yeah, he was a rookie. Went in there as a rookie. Went in there as a rookie for the Patriots, and
I knew before the season they had a relatively easy schedule. They're going to regress this year, but the thing is that's going to be detrimental to Mac Jones. And remember me saying this is Bill Belichick, because I truly believe they're never going to help him. They don't look at the wideouts as, and when you have the best ever, which Brady is definitely the best ever, you can dispute it. He's a great quarterback, distributed the ball, never really had great wide receivers. So they are looking at Mac Jones as, you will do what we always did. And someone in the scouting department was picked apart the other day, and they're saying these Patriots are still acting as if, people are going to come here and rejuvenate their career with 1 year being with the Patriots. And that's not the case. And then if that's the case, they're still looking at the quarterback position as you just being serviceable. We'll make the other guys make plays. We're going to get up the field, and we're going to do what we do. And that's the problem. They don't look at the wide receiver position as having a bit bring talent there,
or a big impact. I get it.
Or a big impact, and they don't.
Hey, Ray, really, sorry, Matt. Really quick, Ray. The Browns are trying to clear $15 million with an Amari Cooper redo because Jarvis Landry wants to resign now.
That's awesome.
And Jadeveon Clowney. Apparently Landry wanted to join Deshaun Watson in Atlanta. So do you think Landry now stays? And
I think Landry's going to look at the market. I mean, with Amari there, I think that helps Landry, if anything, because Landry's, he's going to catch those balls over the middle. The problem with Landry is his yards per reception is probably one of the worst in like NFL history. Yeah. Like he's like 2 yards per reception, 3 yards per reception. Yeah. He really needs to step that up and change that. He gets a lot of volume, and he is good in that offense. I mean, if you have Amari and Amari plays like we know Amari can play, if his head's in the game, Amari Cooper's the number 1 receiver. I don't think there's any question. So it'll be interesting to see where Landry goes. I think he's going to take the best deal for him. But guys, free agency, we have to talk about the AFC West. That is now the best division in football, and they have changed dramatically. If you look at the quarterbacks in that division now, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Kansas City, Mahomes, that division now is absolutely stacked. And the Chargers are probably going to come out of that in first now. They have not lost anything. That offense is back. Mike Williams is back. They added 3 big pieces to that defense. Khalil Mack, they added Jackson. You got to like what they're doing in Los Angeles with the Chargers. But Denver already was stacked. You add Russell Wilson to that. The AFC West has completely changed the landscape of football.
Best division in football, but until the Chargers replace their coach, who's going to be their downfall. They've got an unbelievable squad. They've added the pieces, like you said, and I love them. But until they replace that bonehead of a coach, they're going to be fourth place.
So you think by the 4 of them, the Broncos, Chiefs, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, that's the best division?
No doubt. No doubt.
It's starting to look like it is. What about the what else? What other signings took you guys by surprise or made you think before we get into a little bit of a mock draft?
Allen Robinson was, I think Matt hit on it earlier. He is the perfect fit, the perfect piece for that offense. And that is scary when you look at, if either Woods or OBJ stay, whichever one stays.
Oh, Woods get traded.
But that team is just absolutely, they fit perfectly. Robinson's the number 1 deep guy.
Did you say Robert Woods got traded, King?
Yeah, Robert Woods went to hold on. You talk amongst yourselves because I had it up.
Look at the way Cooper Kupp now fits with Allen Robinson on the other side now. They didn't have that last year. You didn't have that 6'4" alpha number 1 receiver that can run every single route in the route tree. And Cooper Kupp still tore everything up, double covered. They do a lot of Joker stuff with him in the slot. It's only going to get better now with Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson is better than Odell Beckham.
Oh, yeah.
He's more smoother, better hands. I always loved Allen Robinson, and it sucks that he's been ghost for the last 2 years. But I think even with Matt Stafford, we're going to see an Allen Robinson that we've never seen before. Elite status. I truly believe that.
So Robert Woods was traded to the Titans. They accommodated him by putting him there. They traded Robert Woods to the Titans for a 6th round pick. So
why?
There's the value, truly, of Robert Woods. No offense to Robert Woods. I'm just saying. He's just been around for so long that they're not giving up anything for him.
That's a steal. That's an absolute steal.
Yeah. That's a favor, is what I call that to Robert Woods. McVay liked Robert Woods. That was a favor, trading him to the Titans like that. He wanted to leave, and they accommodated him. They could have sent him anywhere.
Did he? He wanted to leave? That's the word?
Yeah.
Why?
All the headlines say Rams worked with Woods to find best fit for him in trade. Like, they're all like talking about how they work with him. They're helping him. They've made him pull the plug. He's 29 years old.
I wonder why Robert Woods would want to be out of there. He's such a, from afar, I look at him as like a locker room leader and focal point of the team, but maybe he feels like they won one without him.
He got a ring though, right?
Oh yeah.
So he's just gonna go play where he can get the most catches. That's who Robert Woods is, in my opinion. He's gonna look for a team, whether they're winners or losers right now, and just get receptions. I can't think of anything else. I'm being honest with him.
And he'll get that in Tennessee. I think that's what Tennessee's kind of missing.
Better fit than Julio. I'll tell you that. I think he's a better fit than Julio in that offense.
They don't know what they're doing in Tennessee. All right, gentlemen, I'm bringing up on the screen. We can see it on the YouTube show. We cannot see it on the how would I say it? The radio channel. But what we're going to do this is real quick. We're all going to take two teams. Again, I'm taking the Giants, one other NFC East team. I'll probably do which team do I know the best? I'll do the Eagles. Ray, you have the Dolphins. Matt, you have the Patriots. Matt, would you rather have the Pats and the Raiders?
No, I'll do. What do you want me to have? Do Pats and Raiders?
Yeah, we're doing two teams each.
Yeah, I'll do Pats and Raiders. Yeah.
Ray, Dolphins.
Yeah, sure.
And who? Jets or Bills? Want to do Jets?
I'll take the Bills. I'll take the Bills.
All right. 7 rounds. It's going to be fast. We'll discuss it, and we'll move. There are trades that can't happen. So here we go. First team to be up would be me against Carolina. Did you notice this? The trade that I got on the screen, Brother Ray? The Panthers are offering me the 6th pick so I can get a second round the next year. I would reject that, and I would take Evan Neal because we need a bookend tackle. All right. Comes back to me. My first trade offer is from 7 to 11 and 47, or from 7 to 8 and 58, which I think I would take because I'm not in a rush here at all.
Yeah, you only drop one spot.
Now I'm at 8. Look at this. Look at this bounty for number 8.
What up, Jay?
27, 60, 91 in the 2 next year. Then this is 22, 28. 12 and 46. I'm going to take that one. I'll draft at 12. Oh, boy. Should I take Tyler Linderbaum, a guaranteed starter? Do I go with Karlaftis, who would be a great end? Zion Johnson, guard. Boy, I think the Giants go with the edge rusher, Karlaftis. All right. The Eagles at 15. They would reject that trade. Oh, boy. Ray, you believe the Eagles would go with the best offensive lineman on the board?
I think that's probably what their need would be. I think defensively they're okay. I think offensive line would probably be the number one need, and then maybe wide receiver later.
No, well, they have 2 picks in a row at 15 and 16. So I gave them another lineman at Linderbaum. I would even think it would be probably Olave from Ohio State, right? Drake London. Drake London.
I like London. If London's still there, I would take London.
So Drake London goes to the Eagles to play with what's his name, the little guy that
Smith with Smith.
Oh, reject that. Ooh, that's not a bad one. To drop back 3 spots and to pull up to 92, they would definitely take that as the Eagles. Matt, the Patriots are up. That offer is no good. You don't want this because it's set next year. So who do you got? Can you see the board? What did I just do? What did I just do? Can you see the board? Is Matt still with us?
Guys, they would take Stingley. I don't think it's even close.
Matt's muted. Matt,
you're muted, I think.
I just unmuted myself.
All right. Stingley?
I can't see the names. I got this thing over my...
We'll help you. It would be Derek
Bill
Stingley.
loves LSU. Bill loves LSU players. He loves them.
Let's go with Stingley.
They just lost Jackson.
22.
All right.
Eagles come back. Ray, Jermaine Johnson or Devin Lloyd, I mean?
I think they take Devin Lloyd there. He's one of the best cover linebackers in the game.
Here's your Buffalo Bills, right?
I mean, Buffalo Bills at this point, I'd probably have to say they would go you know what, they might go I mean, Burks is out there, Olave's out there. I'm going to say they're going to go with Jermaine Johnson, though, from FSU.
All right, then. Ray, Dolphins. That's not going to work for you. That's the only one that you consider. I don't know if you take that. It's dropping out of the whole first round.
Nah, I think we would make the pick here. Ajabu would have been somebody, but he just tore his Achilles, so that's probably not going to happen. I love Dean from Georgia, so if I'm looking at the board right now, it would probably would be him go down a little bit more. Yeah, I would probably say it would have to be him. Based on what I see.
Oh, Dean from Georgia?
Yeah, they need inside. I need an inside guy.
Giants are up. They would take Kenyon Green in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, they would take Kenyon Green. Second pick in the second round from the trade. Now, Ray, if you're the Giants, do you take Christian Harris or do you start to take a running back? Because Saquon's not going to fit in your future plans.
Breece Hall's a stud. So, if you're looking at running back right now, Breece Hall, or I'll tell you who I really love is Alec Pierce from Cincinnati, the wide receiver. I think he could be the best wide receiver in this draft. He's not going to be the first one taken, but he's an absolute stud.
Here, Alex Pierce.
Yeah.
And the Giants do need a wide receiver.
He's a legitimate one. He's got everything that you would want in a number one receiver.
And by the way, Shepard it was the other one who signed the renegotiation. So he even got Shepard's cap number down. So Shepard's going to stay with the Giants. Rated Dolphins at 50.
Yeah, this is tough. I'd probably have to say, looking at what's there, he's good too. I probably have to say the tackle from Tulsa, Tyler Smith, just based on need.
Weird. All right. So the Eagles come up. They lost Fletcher Cox. They're going to go line. I'm going to go Marvin Leal, Texas A&M. Let's see. Matt, Patriots are up at 54. There's a running back, couple of edge rushers, defensive tackle, wide receiver, linebacker, safety. What position are they going for, Matt?
I'm not in there. I'm not there.
You're here right now. You are right now.
You know what? To be honest with you, this is probably the location, second, third rounds, where they love to swing and miss on a wideout. This is a deep drop for a wideout. Probably go with the best wideout available, but they have a lot of holes to fill. Give me the best wideout.
Christian Watson or George Pickens?
I'd probably go with Pickens.
All right, moving up to 57, Ray, the Bills. Are you interested in dropping from 57 to 60, Ray, and picking up to 133?
No, I'm going to make the pick here. I'm going to take the edge guy from Penn State. I can't believe he dropped this low.
Arnold, what do you want to call? I can't pronounce it. Giants will draft here, and we need a safety edge rusher, but we could definitely use a defensive tackle. Travis Jones. Right? Giants are up again. Reject that offer. We're going to take the safety out of Baylor. All right. Giants are up again, which is never a good sign for a team. Hell, I'll add Ed Ingram from LSU. I'm stacking my line is what I'm doing. Eagles come up. They got cornerback. I honestly, I think they would go with Alec Lindstrom from Boston College. He's going to be a starter on offensive line, and they need help. Patriots, Matt, 85. Wide receivers, defensive tackles, cornerbacks, running backs, offensive tackles.
They're going to need Martin Emerson. They're going to need a corner right here. Give me the best corner available.
Bang.
Martin Emerson.
All right, the Raiders are finally up. What's their first pick, Matt?
Their first pick?
Yeah, what position?
You know what?
I'd go Logan Hall.
It's got to be they've been crappy against the run.
Yeah.
Let's go for a D tackle. Let's see what we got for a D
tackle. Logan Hall, the highest rated one, number 78.
Let's do it.
Out of Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Bill thing. Because you match him up with the guy they got last year, the guy I loved, the defense tackle you guys drafted that I just loved. Those two guys together would be huge. Ray, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo's not happy because they would have taken Khalil right, and Dallas took him right in front of them. I'd probably have to say they would go. I
can show you more if you need.
Let me see.
There's Darian Kennard from Kentucky.
No, I think they would go to another position now since, he was just a good prospect who dropped. I'd probably say they probably would go Joseph here, the safety from Illinois.
All right. Hooray. After that, it comes to the Eagles. If you want, you can help me with this. I'm going to go. They don't have a running back, right?
No, they're pretty solid at running back.
All right.
They're pretty solid.
Linebacker or cornerback?
Asamoah is a stud. He's a thumper.
I'll put him there. Dolphins, right? 102.
Yeah, 102. I mean, looking at what's there right now, I'd probably say James Cook out of Georgia. Even though they stacked up in free agency on running backs, McDaniel is committed to the run.
All right, right. Wow, look at that trade. Look at that trade.
Yeah, I would probably take that trade.
All right. I did. I took it. Here's the Eagles coming up. I'm going to slap Jake Ferguson there just because. Ray Dolphins, 125.
125, they drop down, and I mean, you got to take. You got to take a shot at Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky.
All right, Raiders are up, Matt, 126. Cornerback, linebacker.
I just want to comment on that Rams trade. Like, this is all the trade picks that we have left. Let's give them all up. Let's go. You know what? Let's go with running back here because they really like to go with the dual backs. Josh Jacobs could always use spell. Kenyon Drake. Who knows what you got with Kenyon Drake? They need another batter ram. Let's go with Tyler.
Tyler Beatty or Brian Robinson Jr. from Alabama?
I'd say Tyler from Missouri, but it was Bama back, so usually pretty damn good. But let's go with Tyler.
All right. Patriots are up at 127. You're still on the board, Matt.
They could always get young at safety. Let's go with Nick Cross, Maryland. Maryland always has good defense, but they had a really good defense the last few years. So let's go.
Great, another ridiculous trade for the Bills.
Oh wow, yeah. You know what? The Bills, though, they would probably stand back, but I would make that trade. Make that trade for the Bills.
Okay, you're gonna have so many picks. Right, Dolphins.
Yeah, they got to take. I would definitely take Bernard from Baylor. They need inside.
New York Football Giants would go with a linebacker from Wisconsin. The Eagles would probably go. I want to say edge. I would even say wide receiver. I guess at this point. No, I guess not. Edge. Yeah, they got to go edge, right?
I'd say edge to even out if you look at what they've picked so far.
Bills, right? You're gonna have a lot of quick picks.
Charleston Rambo.
Oh, that's a great jersey to have. You know what I mean? If he was on my team, I'll definitely get it. Dolphins at 158.
Yeah, this. Here I think that they're starting to look at probably trying to get some more line help. I think Saylor from Georgia plays in the SEC, so they'll go that way. Georgia's had some pretty damn good linemen coming out of there.
Eagles. I'm going to give them another defensive lineman. Now, Matt, you got 2 in a row for the Raiders.
Let's go with
What do you got? Edge, safety.
Go Jojo Doman.
Yep.
Jojo Doman from Nebraska. And then we'll take that. We'll take it.
All right. So next up is the Eagles. I'll give them MP. Ray, the Bills.
Yeah, they're gonna go corner here. They're gonna go with Evans from Missouri.
The Patriots at 170. Matt.
Let's go with oh wow. Let's go with Big Charlie. I mean, we needed Juno to step up. We got to get a young tight end in there. Iowa State, they breed tight ends. Let's get him in there. Big Charlie, Big C.
Giants take another lineman. Dolphins at 175. I took Otto Ogbonnia from UCLA for the Giants tackle. Ray, 175 to get out of the 5th round is the last pick. It'd be you with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Calcaterra from SMU.
Hey, question for you: how good is Hassan Haskins going to be? You think? Giants are up. Boy, did I take a running back? I did take a running back. Did I not?
Yeah.
All right. So when in doubt, Mumford. Buffalo Bills at 2, Ray.
Wow. I mean, Cook's number 1 on the board. I would probably go with McLean though from Auburn.
You 2 in a row. Oh, you're not going to. Right.
Yeah. So I would go McLean at linebacker, and I'd probably come back with Haskins.
Perfect. All right, 2 more for the Bills. 191, 192. Bro, you
Wow.
might be better than the Bills GM.
They're I think here you probably add Quentin Lake from UCLA and McKenzie from USC.
Wow, just passing over Brian Cook. All right, the Raiders at 195, Matt.
Well, I think we'll take your boy Brian Cook. Cincinnati had a pretty good team this year. Brian Cook's got some championship level experience. And then we'll go with
200 for the Patriots.
I'll go down. No, I wanted Marcus Jones from Houston. Houston also had a great defense. Let's take Marcus. He's probably the best corner available.
All right, Marcus Jones. All right. Bills, Ray, 203.
You know what? They might take a chance on Glass from Alabama A&M.
Patriots at 210.
They love doing like late round
experiments.
Yep. They love to do like these, make this player into this player or a special team.
So who?
You know what? I really like Bubba Baldwin's name. Let's go with Bubba.
All right, Ray. 2.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins, if he was on the board, I think they would have went after him. I mean, watching him in their backyard. Looking at the board right now, I'd probably say Fayad and we'll go with Vincent Gray.
All right. 214, the Raiders, Matt.
It's got to be Julius Turner from Rutgers, DT.
And, all right. Then the Ray, 218. Sorry, Matt. 218, Ray. The Dolphins, you get us out of the 6th round on the last round.
I think they take the punter. I think they take Armada.
What do you see? Oh, all right. We're in the 7th round, gentlemen. I know you're going to have like 100 picks, but we'll get through this. Ray, you're at 224 with the Dolphins.
You were Zerke from Iowa State, the defensive tackle.
All right. Matt, 227, the Raiders.
Let's go with Kanya Maga from USC, linebacker.
Boy, Matt, 236 to drop down to 238 and gain 247.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Matt, 238 to drop to 243 and gain 251.
No.
All right, so who are you picking?
We're going to go with Christopher Allen, Alabama. Edge rusher.
All right. Matt, Raiders again, 247.
It's because I'm incredible, and I knew that I could get the guy that I want and take the edge rusher from Bama, and I did it. I'm an incredible GM.
Who's next?
I'm going to go with the offensive tackle from Utah. Utah, great team, good run. He's a runner. He's going to run block.
You're still on the board at 254 now with the Raiders.
What a GM. I just got a run blocker in the 7th round. A edge rusher from Bama. Let's take Noah Ellis, because why not?
All right, I think that might we might be close to the finish here. There it is.
Nice.
All right, let's check out the teams. Ready? for the Buffalo Bills, Matt, you pulled in Jermaine Johnson. I'm sorry, right? Jermaine Johnson. Right? Let's get back to this. Oop. Oh, you bastard. Did I just completely erase it?
I think you lost. Yeah, I think you killed it.
Oh, you bastards, bitch. Wait a minute. Oh, come on.
Maybe history. Maybe check your history. Maybe you can pull it back. You might be able to pull it back.
No, it doesn't. Oh, man.
Imagine if a GM did that in the draft. The whole board's gone.
That was awful. But what I got to do to say is, you bitch bastards. Here's what I took from it. I think the trades you guys made were incredible. First off, like the trades that they gave you were very impressive. I would definitely have taken those. But with the Giants, I would have got the offensive tackle I wanted. I would have got the edge rusher. I would have gotten a wide receiver, and I would have got 2 other guys for the offensive line. I went overly heavy with the Giants draft. That one I can definitely tell you I remember. With the Eagles, I was more picking holes. But with the Giants, I went offensive line, defensive line heavy. Ray, your Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what they're doing in free agency, unless Armstead gets signed pretty soon, it looks like they're going to lose out on Collins because Cincinnati's going to sign him. If they sign Armstead, then that changes the draft. But they're going to be looking at tackle. They need a right tackle to protect Tua's blind side. And right now, they don't have that. So that's going to be probably their number one.
But it's not his blind side, the right tackle.
Yeah, it is. He's a left-hander. He's a left-hander.
I thought that meant it would be oh, yeah, that's right. I thought it was the opposite side. So, yeah, that is his blind side.
Yeah.
Which should be technically considered the left tackle. With a left-handed quarterback, the right tackle has way more to do. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Right. And they need one right now. And they don't have one because Jackson plays the left. He does not play the right side. So, but where they're picking in the draft, there may not be any tackles available. So they may go for an interior lineman there and hope they can kick someone outside. But that's their number one need right now, that and inside linebacker.
There's great interior linemen available in this draft. A lot of great offensive linemen that aren't quite tackles, but it doesn't matter. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah. With tackles, however, would you go farther than Cross? Like, I think it goes Neil, Iku, I can't pronounce it, and then maybe
Penning.
Cross?
Probably Penning, I'd say. I put Penning up there for tackles. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more interior. I mean, like interior guy like Kenyon Green, who
unbelievable.
He's going to be a ridiculous guard. He's going to be off the charts.
Unbelievable. Lindstrom. There's a couple of guys that I covet on the inside that are going to be beasts. Let's talk about the tackle that ran the what was it, like a 4.3? The 6'7" defensive tackle at the combine that ran like a 4.3, Ray.
Yeah, it was like 4 something. It was like in the 4 or 5 range, but it was absolutely ridiculous.
Who is he? He's 6'7". He weighed like 3, like a man going 4'4" at that size was just. I keep watching it back, and it's bizarre as all heck. But I think that moved his stock because he's like a defensive tackle that when you watch on tape, got a lot of sacks and stuff. Like he gets straight up the middle because he's so fast. He's strong and big, but. Who am I talking about? Does anybody know the guy that I'm talking about?
He's from Georgia, I believe, right?
Yeah, hold on. From Georgia.
And he looks like he weighs 180 pounds. Like he's so like
Jordan Davis. Yep. All right. Jordan Davis was the talk of the combine this week after running the 40-yard dash in a 4.7 seconds. Yes, you read that correctly. The 6'6.5", 341-pound defensive tackle ran the 40-yard dash in less than 5 seconds with the 10-yard split of 1.68.
And that's what matters. The
10-yard split
is what matters.
Fast. Yeah, Ray. He's going to, like, I think of Warren Sapp immediately because Warren Sapp had that speed to go with the bull rush that, like, he would get off and right in the backfield. So, is this kid a hidden gem or is this going to be the overhyped combine?
No, I think it's transferable because he has the other attributes that you're looking for. The speed was a surprise, but if you look at the way his burst and the way he plays, has good leverage. Like he's not just a workout warrior. He's not like a Mike Mamula If you guys remember him, that showed up at the combine and the Eagles traded everything to draft him and he did nothing. This is a player who plays on a good team and a good line.
So let me ask Matt this. All the guys that came to the combine this year, all the really fast 40 times that we saw, we're seeing more and more and more and more of that every year. Is it because they just train to run a 40-yard dash with their handlers or whatnot, or are athletes getting that much better?
Well, they're getting better at what's being asked of them, and that they're never going to be in that down position again ever in their NFL careers. So
you think the 40-yard dash is just a 40-yard dash?
Yeah, I'd rather see them run with their pads on. To be honest with you, is it transferable? Yeah, of course. It's speed, but at the same time, I don't put as much stock in it. I'd rather see your lateral movement side to side if you're a defensive player. If you're a wide receiver, defensive tackle, that's cool. If he's going to be like one of these guys that's never going to give up on a play, how many times are you ever going to see a defensive tackle really doing that?
But here's the thing: his speed is such that if his size that if he slapped the guy, with just the left hand, he's going to go quick. He's so fast. He's up there. What do you think? Do you think the combine is just overinflated because of all the people training to do the 40-yard dash?
I mean, they do train for it. They train for everything that they're going to do at that combine. So, yeah, but you still got to come out and do it. And you're still going to come out and put up those numbers. I mean, his broad jump was 123 inches. That is absolutely ridiculous for a defensive tackle. You don't see that from someone that big. So that's showing you the explosion in his legs. I mean, that to me, and that 10-yard split is really where you see like the elite guys like a Watt. When they came out, even Donald, when he came out, even though he wasn't a high draft pick, that 10 tells the story because that's what they're using in the game. They're not running a 40-yard dash in the game. That 10-yard split is what they're using on every single play. And when you have someone that big who can occupy two guys on every play, he wasn't even close to the best lineman on that team either. That's how scary Georgia's defensive line is. That
Georgia line is sick. They're all going to be in the NFL. It's sick.
They're going to all be in the first round.
I just heard the dogs fight. I just heard Clementine go after the big one. Guys, we're going to wrap this up because we're trying to make things end exactly on an hour for the radio station. Anything you want to say, Matt, to wrap up?
Just excited for the AFC West, and I'm really happy for McDaniels, getting his gig, and I didn't know really how much sense it made when he took the Raiders, and now to see what he's doing, big things out there. I love like what Brother Ray was saying about the AFC West. It looks great out there.
Right?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Denver. I mean, you look that team, that defense, that running back, the running backs, the wide receivers, even without Noah Fant, they're good at tight end. Like that division is stacked.
You think Jerry Jeudy comes back for a good year?
Oh, yeah.
I would hope so. Yeah. I would absolutely hope so.
KJ Hamler. They're going to get KJ Hamler back. He didn't play all last year. Unbelievable from the slot. Runs a 4.3 40. They're going to be deadly.
It's going to be, look, they're going to be, one of those teams is going to flop, right? One of the teams has to have a flop year out of four. You don't know who. No, it always happens. There's always a team that looks good, comes into the season, they flop for one reason or the other. But they do have bombers in that division, no doubt. Really quick, tonight we have Legit Paranormal at 7:05. Our guest will be Jeff Ahern. Please tune in for that. It'll also be on the radio station, the Legit podcast at airtime.pro. We will be fixing the website to change the upcoming schedule. We're adding shows. We're removing shows. We're adding people as guests. Joey Paranormal wants to host his own show, so it's going to be like training wheels, so we can get them up and going. Get everybody in check. We're still in search of Genius Kev and Big Stu. Last we heard, they were in, I believe it was Mexico, but that's the last that I heard of where they were. So they are still missing in action. Hopefully they will return to us soon. They are missed. Let me wrap this up. For Mastradamus, Mr. Never Left, M1. For Brother Ray, it's me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L, Legit Fantasy Football. This was March 20th, 2022. We are done. See you next Sunday. Ray, you should have been on the basketball show to talk about them Sixers. God damn them.